I need to get out of here. I need a change. I need a change of environment. I need to get on a plane. I need to see something else. Now, I'm temporarily leaving New Zealand. There are a number of reasons why it's only going to be a temporary move and why I'm going to be coming back, or why the plan is to coming back. So I'm going to go into all the details as to where I'm going, how long I'm going for, what was the thought process behind it, etc, etc, etc. Hello, my name is Tembi and welcome to the Shackles of Debt. On this channel, I talk about money and finances, and I did talk about my life in New Zealand, but I'm leaving New Zealand now, so it's going to be money and my life, I guess. So to bring everyone up to speed, yes, I've now officially left New Zealand. If you're watching this, I've left, I'm gone. And where am I going? I am going to go to Southeast Asia for a few weeks, which is Thailand, Cambodia and Laos. And then after that, I'm moving to, drumroll please, Australia. So yes, the plan is to be in Southeast Asia for a few weeks and then to be in Australia for a few months. I don't know how long I'm going to be there necessarily. I don't have like an exact leaving date, but it's going to be a few months nonetheless because I'm planning to come from Australia back to New Zealand towards the end of the year. So yeah, that's where I'm going. Now let's break all of this down into several reasons. The first reason why I have chosen to leave New Zealand temporarily is because I got my residency visa. Yay! So I moved to New Zealand from England in August 2021, and that was smack bang in the middle of the pandemic. The lockdowns were still lockdowning, everything was still happening, and I'm a healthcare worker, you know, I'm a nurse. So at that time I was able to move because, you know, they needed workers during the pandemic. So I came in as an essential worker, and at that time I got an essential work visa which lasted for 3 years. But pretty much almost as soon as I got here, about a month in, the New Zealand government announced this new visa called the 2021 residency visa, and I was one of the people that was eligible to be able to get residency, you know, so soon after arriving. So of course, you know, I jumped on it, I applied, you know, my application was approved, thank God. So what that means is that as a New Zealand resident, I can now, you know, come and go as I wish. I can now move job. I just basically have like a lot more freedom. However, this visa is only a temporary residency visa. It's not a permanent residency visa. And what that means is that I still need to apply for permanent residency in 2 years' time in order for me to be a complete permanent resident. When I do come to apply for permanent residency, I would have needed to live in New Zealand for at least 6 months a year in the preceding 2 years in order for me to be eligible to get permanent residency. That is why I'm planning to come back to New Zealand later on in the year so that I can fulfill my 6-month quota for this year. And then in 2025, I will be eligible to apply for a permanent residency visa. So yes, I am leaving, but I am planning to return. This is not for good. The next reason why I've chosen to leave New Zealand and pack up my whole life for now is to save money. And I know that that's a little bit counterintuitive. How are you moving countries to go traveling, to go and save money? I've got some financial goals I really want to achieve. And my current lifestyle in New Zealand at the moment doesn't really allow me to meet those goals in the time that I really want to, because I'm living in an expensive ass apartment. $580 a week I'm paying for this place. And as fantastic as it is, as, you know, lovely as the nursing salary is, certainly compared to the, you know, to the UK, it's just not going to allow me to reach those goals. So in order to do that, I've got to move out. The plan is to go and work in Australia for a few months. And the thing about working in Australia is that my accommodation is going to be paid for and my travel within Australia is going to be paid for. So I'm not going to have that huge housing cost. I can now concentrate on like saving. And when I do come back to New Zealand, the plan at the moment is to go into a shared house. And that is going to be a substantially less cost compared to what I'm paying at the moment living alone. The second reason why I've decided to leave New Zealand for a few months and go traveling and go to Australia is because I was getting so tired of like the routine and like the monotoneness of just life. And I know that seems a little bit rich coming from me as a person who moved all the way from England in the middle of the pandemic, but I'm someone, I don't like feeling stagnant. I don't like feeling that things are like monotone. I don't like feeling that sort of routine. And one of my friends actually said I've actually got a problem, but I think I was getting a little bit, dare I say it, bored of just going to work, coming back, paying bills, maybe going out at the weekend. It was just getting so monotone for me, and I was like, I just need to get out of here. And then what sort of contributed to that feeling was that I was just getting really tired. I feel like I was quite burnt out from my job. You know, I'm a nurse, I work in healthcare, and I've been working in the same area of healthcare for a number of years now. I was feeling like, oh God, my spirit I just felt a bit drained. And it's such a stressful job, and we're so busy. God, if you're a nurse, you know what I'm talking about. It was just a lot. And on top of like all of the monotoneness, I was like, I need to get out of here. I need a change. I need a change of environment. I need to get on a plane. I need to see something else that isn't work, that isn't my apartment, that isn't this. I just needed change. Not necessarily that this was ever bad at all, but I was just getting really like, I'd say probably internally frustrated, internally stagnant. I wasn't feeling like inspired anymore. And I just feel like just a change of environment for a few months will hopefully just sort of reignite things for me. Will just, lift my spirits. Working in a different place, because I'm going to be leaving my job. Going to work in a completely different team, different people, different country again in Australia. It's absolutely not going to be easy. And I've thought about all of the challenges that I'm potentially going to face whilst I'm down there, but it's only going to be temporary. And it's also still going to be a change of environment from where I am right now. And hopefully that time, that space, that distance, that life experience, all the people I'm going to meet, all the friends I'm going to make, hopefully all of that can just rejuvenate me and just bring me back to life and give me a little bit more passion and direction as well. The third reason why I've chosen to leave New Zealand temporarily is for travel. That is what it is, to travel a lot more. Now, travel is something that I have always been in love with, something I've always wanted to do. I was born in Africa. My parents moved to England when I was 8 years old. So the concept of moving countries and moving continents is something that has never been foreign to me. It's always been exciting to see how other people live. And I have like a big old bucket list, and Southeast Asia is an area in which I really have never been. I've only been to Singapore and Malaysia. So I just want to travel. I just want to experience the culture. And I do acknowledge the fact that I am privileged. I do have a British passport. I do have a job which has allowed me to be able to save up to go to travel. Those things just make life a lot easier for me compared to other people who aren't able to travel. So I definitely understand that. And travel, I see it more as like an honor to be able to experience someone else's culture, to be able to be allowed to experience someone else's culture. I don't take that for granted at all. The next reason why I'm moving out of New Zealand for a short time, and this is probably more of a reason why I'm moving to Australia for a few months, is because I just want to see Oz and try it out. If I'm being completely honest, Australia was never on my radar. I think I probably considered moving to Australia maybe like once, and then I just sort of looked at like the nursing registration process for there, and it just looked a little bit long. And plus, the typical things that you hear about Oz, the spiders, the heat, and all of the drama that goes on down there. And I was like, nah, I'm not interested. Let me go to New Zealand. It just seems a lot more calm, a lot more stable. So that's why I chose to move to New Zealand. And I never really had a desire for Australia. But as I start to think about my future and where I want to go and where I want to be, where I want to settle down, I feel like I kind of need to go and just have a look, have a little peep, have a little try, have a little sample, have a little taste of what Oz is like. Just to see that, just so I can like exclude it or include it. At least I would have been there to see what it's like before I can make a decision about where I want to settle down in the long run. I understand a lot of the challenges that are probably going to come from being in Australia, but I'm not dumb. I've got my head screwed on, and the plan is to make money at the end of the day anyway. So yeah, I'm just gonna go try it out. And also, I haven't got any kids. haven't got any mortgages. No one's really depending on me like that. And if there ever was going to be a time, this is absolutely most definitely it. So it's just going to be a big old adventure. It's going to be like another like exciting chapter in my life that, you know, hopefully I can tell my great grandkids about, you know, in like 60, 70 years or however long I get to live for. And yeah, I'll be vlogging the whole process, the whole moving to Australia, the whole traveling in Asia. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And also I've started a new coaching program. So if you want a one-to-one personal finance coach, then I'm your person. You know, if you think that you need a little bit of help with like budgeting and debt, then yes, click the link down below in the description. I'm going to do a huge Q&A in probably a couple of weeks time. So please, I want you to leave all of any comments you have about New Zealand, Australia, Asia, the move, life, whatever. If any questions, leave them in the comment section down below and then I'll answer them in the Q&A. But anyway, guys, for now, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate this. I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.